think the reality is very few organizations actually stand out. I think very few, if you look at the kind of the top lists of all the customer experience, they tend to be the same organizations that have done it for a long period of time. So whether that's First Direct, whether that's Lush, whether that's Disney, whether that's Nordstrom, they're all kind of been there for a long period of time because they embed it in their culture. And I think it's difficult for organizations to then kind of start from a base level and think, how do we kind of really stand out? Because they've got to really kind of change that, embed that culture, which takes time. And they've got to design the intentional experience and understand their customers, but really embedding it in their culture is the key thing that's going to happen to make them stand out. And they should absolutely focus on that, but we should almost move away from this short-term attitude of, I need to deliver results in 2018. It should be, if I'm going to be customer focused, I need to embed it in my organization. And that, yes, I'm going to get some quick results, but it's going to take some time. So give it the time, give it the space.
I think one of the key things, when I think about companies that stand out to me for customer service, so Zappos is one that I'm sure lots of people have heard about, that are as well known for their customer care as the products that they sell, because their staff are empowered to create these special moments. We have done some of this at Skyscanner, where we might be dealing with a customer in a particular situation and we've got to know a customer, and then we've been able to do something completely unexpected. Whether it was that somebody had an issue with their flight, we've helped them out and found out that maybe they were travelling to some family event or funeral, and then maybe we've actually sent flowers, to their home address. It's that would wow somebody and go, I'll remember Skyscanner forever and forever be loyal. But your staff have to feel empowered to create those special moments, which again goes back to leadership, engagement, and people.
When I think about how customers can really stand out, I think it comes down to understanding what your customers really need and want. And in our case, one thing that we discovered is our trades customers actually want a human touch. We were a pure play technology, commerce business. We didn't really want to have a lot of bodies, right? It's an anti-tech approach, but what we found is our trades customers just value being able to pick up the phone to somebody and having a name on the end of the line that they know and trust. And so one thing that we've invested in is looking at how we can actually increase that human touch rather than an e-commerce touch. And I think that's something that we needed to do to stay ahead of our competitors, but it's something that we got to in really listening to our customers, and seeing some of the frustration that they were hitting up against, where, okay, well, we could design the perfect e-commerce journey, but it's often just easier to pick up the phone. And I think for us, we decided to make a bit more of an investment on allowing our customers to more easily pick up the phone to us than constantly iterating on e-commerce journeys and making them perfect. That human touch has made all the difference. So it's about really finding that nugget of insight that's going to allow you to be differentiated against your competitors.
We don't have direct competitors. We're different to many of the commercial organizations that are represented in the 360 Club. But saying that smacks of complacency, because a competitor could arise at any day. We just need to be smart and intelligent. And the speaker tonight made reference to culture being more important than strategy, and I absolutely agree with that, and that is a major theme of the work that I'm engaged in currently, trying to address the cultural issues within my organization and actually develop an understanding of the current day needs of an organization such as ours.
So again, I'm answering from a B2B perspective, but in the B2B environment, most organisations, if you look at the buyer-supplier relationship, it's actually pretty broken today. So if you can find a way to build a deeper, wider network of contacts and engage them in the way that most people expect to engage with on a social platform, then you're in a strong position. So if you can build deep, wide, meaningful client networks that are digitally based, it's going to enhance your chances of actually retaining and growing customers.
You just have to get started, right? Again, it's actually quite easy. It's just a matter of the leadership saying that it's going to be a priority, picking a few very simple off-the-shelf products to help you get started with listening to your customers in some sort of automated way. It actually is quite simple to do, and the products that enable this have evolved dramatically over the last 5 years. So it's just a matter of deciding to, and then empowering your team to, once they have that data, once they're listening to their customers, to start transforming the business around that information.
I think innovation is the key to this. And not just innovation for the sake of innovation, but innovation which actually has a story and a narrative to be able to tell. So to give an example of this, when Citi in the US started to create their first mobile banking application, they gave customers the opportunity to be able to put a check into their account and for it to be credited to their account before they actually gave them the physical check. You take a photo of your check and it would say, brilliant, Mr. Slight, you've got £1,000 and that now sits in my account immediately. It saved them from having to go into the bank and wait for all that process to go through, and it went against their overdraft or whatever in their current account. That was really important because what it became was a differentiator for them. Now, one piece of functionality they suddenly became their advertising and marketing throughout the whole of what they were doing with their application, to the point whereby their Super Bowl ad, this is the most expensive advert in the whole of their marketing, was based around talking about that one differentiating point. That differentiating point made people think, Citi are different, they have a different customer experience, they're understanding what my requirements and what my needs are. So by a single point of functionality innovation, they created something that became a marketing narrative off the back of that. And so if you really want to stand out today, innovate in your experience, but also find that in your narratives that you tell within your marketing channels.